or like they're just like, I don't know, got a completely different kind of what do you call it, like attraction kind of thing to the people that they're attracted to. Is it's a completely different kind of person to me, kind of thing. So there's no like worry sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to say there. Look at this, just sounds stressful. Yeah, it has been. Some of my jobs have been really something because of that. But like even just like, yeah, I don't know. You also get like the adoration crowd as well. The ones that kind of put you on a pedestal kind of thing. Is it summer? It is summer. Yeah, I've also had like the female friends. I've had a couple of female friends that have done the pedestal thing where like I'm some kind of like too good for something kind of attitude. Tadashi mate, are you here? Probably. Well, Gizen beat up my rat. Hold up. Can you rescue? Yeah, there we go. Rod has just got out of hospital. I don't know what he's doing walking around. But anyway, yeah, no, I've had at least one friend do like a full imitation, like completely changed her entire everything, even manner of like talking, walking, speaking and stuff to mimic me and stuff. That was horrible. I actually had that, like, I had a case of that during school as well, and one of the girls nearly got suspended because she was mimicking everything I did, but she didn't have the same boundaries as I did. So she didn't know where the clear line to stop was for doing shit. So yeah, she almost got herself suspended. So, and then I got in trouble for it because I was apparently influencing her by existing. That's the best part. I love existing. That sounds so weird when I say it. Wait, but yeah, I don't know. Existing's been fun. As it just sounds like you say what you mean and don't sugarcoat it. Sadly, I don't think the norm in society, therefore directness can be fresh. Authenticity is perceived as a threat. Could be. I've figured it's probably more so like a visual thing. More so. You good, Azula? There we go. Okay, Azula's just climbed down me. Yeah, no, I've perceived it more of like a visual thing, specifically when I did like all the weightlifting and stuff, the bodybuilding, because like I was as fit as I physically could be and stuff, and I found that that could be perceived as a threat. But as far as like, yeah, the conversation stuff, like I know that like woman to guy, I found like a lot of guys are quite happy and appreciate just the straightforwardness that I also appreciate in return. Like when I have a conversation and when I have a friendship and stuff, like I said, like everybody knows where they stand. Like in like girl world stuff, if I insult your shoes, you're gonna be pissed about that all weekend and next week. And at the first opportunity you get, you're gonna bring back the fact that I hated your shoes, when in actual fact I just said that they looked ugly. It looked ugly in that outfit, you know. But like if I told a guy, hey mate, those shoes, they're ugly as hell, like they don't work, like a guy's gonna be like, fuck, you're right, they're daggy as shit, let me get a different pair, kind of thing. Like it's completely different, you know. That's the night and day of it, kind of thing. But the same thing is if a dude walked up to me and he was like, love, look, those fucking shorts, not doing you any favors, I'd be like, yeah, I know, but they fit, they cover the nudity, so I'm still wearing them. But I get it, I get the idea, kind of thing, you know. Like that's how I sort of see it. But yeah, if a dude walked up to like the average woman and was like, love, your pants look like shit, like she'd probably clutch some pearls, like she'd go and get some pearls to clutch, and then she would be like, my stars, you know. Like, can you imagine the audacity of a guy walking up to you and having an opinion about something you chose to wear? That's what it's more so like. I don't know. They're probably so powerful, existence itself is considered a threat. Maybe. I like that, actually. Hold on, I want to save that. I don't know how to save that. Can I screenshot that? Hold on. Yes. apparently I don't know what I screenshotted. I may have screenshotted my chat. No, I got it. I got it. I'm keeping that. I relate to that because I'm a guy and my friends are guys and we forgive each other so quickly for stuff. Yeah, because it's so much fucking effort to be mad about something versus it's so much easier to just be like, yeah, that sucks. Just don't do it again. Like, I had this conversation with my partner a while ago. We were talking about something and somebody slighted me and I was like, ugh, that's annoying, but like whatever. Like, you know, hopefully they can move on from it and stuff and like not have like an issue with it going forwards and stuff. And he's like, yeah, what did we say? Is there something about like, it sounds like it was more effort. It sounds like it would be more effort than it's worth if they have a problem with it. Like if they keep having a problem with it. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. Like that's how I felt about it. It was going to be more effort to be like, I don't know, bothered. I don't know. I could just be a very lazy person. I don't know. I also had some animals here once my people have finished mining. They're just going very slow. And I remember I forgot to put some thingies here. I just remembered that. Hold on a second. Let me move some things around. Oh my God, an opinion in this economy. I love that. I really love that. You guys have got some like fucking good ones tonight, this week in general. I want you to... Yeah, there we go. Okay. It wasn't showing me up the thing before. I don't know why. You have an opinion. You're so brave for that. Actually, I've heard somebody say that word for word. I don't think it was you that said it. Somebody else has said that. Both in the sense of like, both guys and general saying stuff. What was it? It was, oh, yeah, no, there's this new, I'm not into fashion trend stuff, but there's shit trending on like socials and crap. And there's this thing called like a bubble skirt and it's like super, super short, looks ugly as shit. And it kind of just looks like a skirt that's accidentally been tucked up into your underwear, like a diaper kind of thing. But it's the current fashion apparently. And it's really, really short. And most women wearing it, like you can't sit down, you can't bend and stuff like that. Anyway, I got to listen to a guy's very, very raw opinion on that. And I thought it was great. And like I agreed with it. I'm like, they look ugly as hell. Like I understand it's a fashion and fashions go through ugly trends and stuff like that all the time. And it's like, it's fine. But like, I can't wait for that one to be over. It's just like, it's not really comfortable or practical for the people wearing it and crap. But yeah, this guy had like the same kind of thing. He was very unapologetically blunt about it. And I'm like, I can already feel that this guy's absolutely just going to get absolutely mauled in his comments for having an opinion on something that is genuinely ugly. Like I'll probably have somebody rip into me about it at some point. Like probably on YouTube, I'll probably have like, I don't have many female watchers, which is fine, but I'll probably have like one or two female watchers come out of somewhere and just be like, how fucking dare you? And I'm like, they're ugly. They're so ugly. Not the women, the skirts. Like, it looks like a diaper. Like, it looks like a comical diaper, like a white puffy nappy thing, like tucked up into yourself, kind of. Like, think of like an over-exaggerated cotton diaper, right? That you would see in cartoons and stuff, like puffy and like plush looking thing. Like, I haven't seen many diapers because like I hate kids and I don't look at them. But like, even I know cartoonly like what that looks like, and it looks like a diaper. But yeah, apparently hot fashion, diapers are in. Tesla's dragging falls asleep snuggling both full flushes. No, I knew he'd fall asleep eventually. I'm gonna have some more water, hold on. It's for real. I mean, 80s were a doozy. I was a kid in the 80s. So like the things that I was dressed in, I remember having some kind of like a pink and blue and purple like parachute jumper jacket thing. And I remember, like, you couldn't move without it making sound. Like, I remember stuff like that. But I don't think that the fashion was bad. Honestly, I think it was something. Don't get me wrong, I think it was surely something. But I don't really feel like it was bad. It had a vibe and a time, you know? The 16th century puff clothing coming back. Ruffle neck collars are the fucking jam. That's what everybody should just get around in fucking suit jackets and shit. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, so that for like the 80s looked like wearable. The what? What is that word? Hold on. I wanna. Oh, I need to Google this. Hold on. I've never seen that word, but I want to know what it is. A craft technique where you apply paper cutouts and fabric to hard surface using glue. How do you say that? Will this thing say it for me? Where's the thing that used to speak out loud for you? Maybe Wikipedia's got it. Oh. No. Okay, it won't say it out loud for me. I wish it would. I can't, it's... Okay, this is hilarious. In the Wikipedia thing, it's telling me that it's U and oo in goose. So what is it? Decoupage or something? Is that what that is? I hope I butchered that. But I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I get what you're on about, the paper and the glue. I get that it's like totally crafts. But like the images it's showing for that is not that bad. Sounds French. It looks French. Like anything where it's D with the like DE and then that like little comma thingy, whatever that is. I automatically just assume that that's French. It's probably not. But if anybody ever puts that in a word, I'm just going to assume it's French. I did not take French, obviously, at all. The coupage. Okay. The coupage. That's what it's supposed to be. Yeah. No, I didn't hate the 80s decor. The hair is something. I will say that. The 80s hair is something. Like the perms and the big fuzz and stuff like that. That was something. So I took a year. Remember, literally no French. See, I wanted to learn Japanese. Also, welcome in, Q. I wanted to learn Japanese, but my English teacher was like, yeah, no, I'm just going to sit on my desk and recall like stories of my like dates every weekend. So I wasn't actually learning English, which meant that, you know how I did like my primary school had the experiment where like KAT was cat and that was good enough and stuff like that. So they fucked up how we learned to read, write and spell and stuff. So that combined with my high school English teacher not actually teaching us, I ended up having to do additional English classes, which meant I was ineligible to do language classes, like additional language classes, which was really fucking shitty because back at the time, a lot of art programs and a lot of drawing manuals were in Japanese for like manga related stuff. And at the time, I was doing like quite a heavy amount of like drawing and art and stuff. And I had my own comics and I was writing my own books and I had planned to like get official programs and all that stuff, but I could never learn it because I couldn't fucking take the extra classes. I also wanted to do the trip to Japan in high school. Not that I ended up getting high school, I had to graduate at year 10, but I wanted to go to Japan for like the 6 months exchange program. So I would have studied the shit out of that. Mind you, like, I probably would have kept some of it because, like, I mean, I do still listen to when Nick's watching anime in the background. I can usually understand some anime Japanese. I know it's not the same as actual Japanese, right? It's more like a bastardized version for cartoons. It's like simplified and more phrasey kind of stuff. but I do hear like full sentences, and I can usually tell what's going on in the anime, even if I'm not watching it. So I'm not that bad with it, which is funny because I can't fucking speak a lick of it. I need Kangaroo to actually try to work on you, but I don't know if we've got more. I don't know if we've got more stuff for you to get fixed up with, honestly. Viper's confused. Hold on, let's go check out Viper. No, he's fine. He's just got heat stroke. Everybody's got heat stroke. My air conditioner's not on. No, they're on. Hold on. Don't mind me claiming the top donor spot. Lol. Thank you for the biddies, Joke Master. If you knew even A1 Japanese, become the purebred VTuber. That's a way to say something. But technically kind of right. I hate that you're always technically right, Shadow. Like, it's good for you, but like, stop being technically correct. Have I got heaters or something on? No. I have got the air conditioners on. I did reset them. Okay, that's what the problem is. The problem is the air conditioners are not cold enough. So let's fix that up. But yeah, no, I've seen like, there's a few VTubers and stuff out there. Like, obviously most of the ones that I watch are English speakers as well and stuff. I don't think that needs to be on 59. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, most of them are English speakers because obviously I only speak English. Like, I will listen to some in different languages, but I obviously don't really know what's going on because actual native speakers are more kind of varied. There's more words that I won't know and stuff. I also don't know if I fucked up their air conditioning for the prisons. But yeah, apparently I've just got to turn all this up. I don't think there's a heat wave. There's no heat wave. Everybody's just got heat stroke. So yeah, everything's at 11. There we go. The man are technically right. You essentially have got the title of technically correct at this point. So we've got Triumpha's got the Chaos Senpai title, and you've got the technically correct title, and Viking's got Streamwolf. So yeah, you got a few titles coming up in there. Like, these are just things that are happening over time. They're not actually like, I don't have a list of names and titles that people could be achieving. I feel like my community would be goal orientated for achievement hunting if I had achievements. But like, I don't want people to like, I don't know, peg themselves into a hole. I was gonna make that sound worse, but this is fine. But yeah, don't peg yourself, people. Just be yourselves. I know what I said, by the way. Fucking nobody correct me. This has been an interesting night. I've been coming across the weirdest fucking phrases. Every time I play RimWorld, we get sus shit. I don't know what it is. But yeah. Anyway, everybody seems to be doing fine. I've just checked all the air conditioners. It should chill everything out. Hopefully. I hadn't compensated for summer. It feels like it's been a while. But, yeah. Look, at some point we're going to get attacked too. There's a boom rat over there as well. Are you okay? He's got an infection in his leg and nobody's tending to it. If I put him in the caravan, he could get tended. He's also in a mental state, so nobody can tend to him, which means he's got to make his own immunity. And apparently my people that I brought aren't as good at mining as I was hoping, because they're like only just barely fucking doing anything. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure Kangaroo can do tree chopping. So let's get her out here chopping some trees. She should be doing the plants, but I don't think she is. What is your thing? I brought somebody that does animals, not plants. Well, if you do animal stuff, we're not going to get... We ain't bringing home wood. We're going to bring home some thick yak. Alright. We'll get that. We'll bring our yak back. Remote influence superpowers. Barely an hour ago, you were considering selling all males. Nobody even blinked at that sentence. I mean, yes, I was. But we were talking about animals at that point. We weren't talking about, like, actual people animals. Anyway. Yeah, no. I can't imagine that. It's just like, go through like my community and be like, okay, I have X number of followers and this percentage is like probably male, and we'll just sell those off. We'll sell those off so I can get some like food in my colony and some prosthetics and some stuff, and it's fine. Who's waiting for the... I bet you're waiting for an eye, aren't you, Troxos? Hold on. Yeah. Okay, we don't have an eyeball for you, mate. You're gonna have to come back later. I just hate your school for fucking up your education so much. Learning any language is hard mode for you. Yeah, pretty much. Look, I don't know how much my parents were aware of my primary school doing the experiment. Because, like, I know my brother was, like, he's a few years older than me, right? And he was just, like, when they brought it in, it was supposed to be for 3 years. And then they were going to see if they wanted to extend it to 5 years. And so my brother would have been able to have gotten a year of it. But by the time he got it, he already had a few years of primary school education in him. He had the fundamentals down. So it didn't really fuck him up, it just gave him like linguistic creativity. So if you teach the fundamentals and then you get creative about it, like loosen the reins a little bit, a person can become very creative academically. But if you start with the fundamentals being creative, you essentially damage an entire section of the population going forwards for the rest of their life through all forms of education and career. The amount of correction required isn't that much, but nobody put in the effort. I've been putting in effort since I was 16, since I was made aware of it. I've been putting in effort to learn punctuation, sentencing, like, I don't know what a noun, verb, thing, whatever, adjective is. I couldn't tell you, no fucking clue. Like, I have been teaching myself the differences between all the theirs and the wheres and the whatevers, right? Like, it's been a lot of manual stuff and like repetition of learning spelling and stuff like that. But I'm 37 and I don't have too much like day-to-day impact with it. The only problem is you could pretty much guarantee that if I was going to type up and post a comment, there's probably going to be a spelling error in there. There's probably going to be a run-on sentence. There's probably going to be an issue with punctuation. Like, I was taught with the, with like the sentencing and stuff like that, to read a sentence and out loud, and when you feel the natural urge to take a breath, that's where a full stop or comma should be. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, I can talk a lot and I don't need a lot of oxygen to do it. So that doesn't fucking help me at all to figure out where punctuation should be. Like, I've only in recent years learnt what I think a semicolon is and how that's used vaguely. Like, I know of like the quotes and the brackets and stuff like that, but I see no real difference between just a regular sentence versus something in quotes, unless like I have to actually identify that something is being spoken or quoted, kind of thing. Like, I get that sort of thing, but I don't usually put emphasis on it. But yeah, it's a lot of years of undoing and a lot of self-teaching. It would have been a lot easier if, like, maybe when I was still in primary school, like I'm talking like years 3 or 4, if I had have got additional English education lessons then to teach me the fundamentals. If they had have put the force down then, I probably could have got a solid foundation to work with going up. But because I had a shit foundation to begin with, I was just building shakily on top of it and it was collapsing constantly the whole way up. So it was always just like a falling tower situation for me. But it's just never going to be like fully comprehended, never going to be like to the same level as the peers and stuff like that in that sense. Hey, Scarab, are you okay? I'm still waiting for them to like mine this out and then we'll get the fuck out of here. For some reason, this tile is crawling, but home tab's okay. I don't get what's going on, so I'm going to hang out here for a little bit and hopefully the other one will speed up a bit. Why sell for food when you can just chop? No, we don't do cannibalism. I was also selling all the animals to get like components and plasteel and stuff. So I wanted certain things and I wanted to have like certain things already because when people are making them, like I got like shit ton of unfinished components, but like I have to have somebody come in here and actually pick one up and finish it. Whereas getting a couple of components meant having a couple of bionics, meant also having like prosthetics and helmets and all sorts of shit getting made, like that kind of thing. So it was just easier to buy them. I did want the animals. I was keeping the animals specifically with the purpose to meet the culling threshold, which I was really close to if they'd just hit adulthood. But forcing that back, I can replant out and hopefully get a whole crop before the new set of baby animals reaches juvenile, hopefully. Which means I'll get a bonus crop out of this, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping to get. Plus, they did want packaged survival meals, and I didn't want to sell them that. We are rolling around about, like, nearly 3,000 pre-made food in any category, which is good, because once they catch up with the packaged survival meals, I'll increase it all up to, like, 4,000 or 5,000. I'll let them go again for a bit. Because they need to have, like... Ideally, I'd like to see them have about 10,000 any one type of food for this size colony before we move. But I'm probably not going to get that before I move. Probably get that by the time we move. You know. Yeah, no, semicolon stumps me too. It's like high level stuff. I mean, I try. I think the semicolon is supposed to be when a sentence could stop, but the following sentence or statement or whatever after it could also be conjoined with the sentence as like a run-on type thing, like a continuation. I think that's what the semicolon is for. But again, like I don't exactly sit here and scroll the internet to learn punctuation and stuff. I have learnt enough to, you know, get me jobs and keep me employed in places and stuff like that in a professional administrative sense. But, you know, at the same time, like I rely heavily on like spell check and all sorts of stuff. And I sometimes get it wrong. Sometimes I pick the wrong word or it autocorrects and I don't know the difference between two words because they're very similar, but they look the same and shit like that, you know? Many psychoanalysts consider writing to be the same as thinking or structured thinking. And so writing is extremely important for a person to be able to think clearly and concisely. Just went, oh, well, writing is whatever you feel like it is. Sort of. It was more like they went, let's see if everything being positive. It's kind of like you know how people talk about there's a generation that got all the participation awards and stuff, and a lot of people shit on that sort of thing. It's the same kind of thing, but a much, much earlier model where just making an effort to try is good kind of thing. So like having made an attempt, even if it was wrong, was a positive interaction with the view that positive interactions should build more attempts to try to begin with. The only thing is that while my school was super positive, my home was super not. So trying would get me absolutely fucking floored. So if I guessed at something without providing logic, sound, thought process behind it, right? Like if I said, okay, dog is like, let's just go with the old God, right? Dog is God kind of thing. That's how you spell it, right? Let's say I do that. How did you get that? Why do you think that? it's like, okay, well, it just feels like that's right. It's got all the letters. That's not good enough. Like, yeah, it's just instilling fear that counteracted the positive. So I didn't want to try because trying could be painful, but trying could also be correct. But then eventually trying wasn't correct ever, and all the answers were always wrong. So yeah, it was just horrible. Like, I know that like the adults and stuff at the time probably had really good intentions, and it's great to test learning models because not everybody learns the same way, and that's great and shit. But like, for fuck's sake, at least if you fuck up somebody's like comprehensive thing, I can't even fucking say the word at the moment. If you fuck that up, at least try to fix it. Like, acknowledge that, okay, that didn't work. Now we need to repair to build that person, that group of people back up to the same level as everybody else, because it obviously didn't work, kind of thing. Like, yeah, don't just like go, okay, cool, that didn't work. Everybody get out of the boat, flip the boat, kind of thing. Now everybody's on the floor and nobody knows how to get up, kind of thing. Or everybody just drowns because it's water, metaphor. You're correct. It's two sentences that could stand on its own, but you want the thought to finish. Yeah. Thank you, Q. I mean, I have done some research on some of this stuff to figure it out, but like, I won't always remember exactly what everything is. As soon as Teddy and Chase are done with what they're doing, we're getting out of here because Mega Scarab's got an infection, and the only way he's going to get tended is if he's in the caravan. Hey, Top Red Bear. What are you up to? I will hydrate and stretch. Hold on. Oops. That was not the desk. I went to put my drink bottle down and I accidentally put it on the keyboard cover that's over on the side there. It's fine though. I'll give that a wipe.